Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shah, Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim, Barak Kadash. All praises, honor, glory, love, respect, faith, and power, and trust, and all credit to my Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and my Heavenly Big Brother, Yahweh Shah. Thank you so much for what you've done, what you're doing, and what you're going to do. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of GMS, Great Millstone, who I learned from, and all the men scattered all over the world, teaching this truth and none but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh, Bashim, Yahweh Shah. Trying to put a spiritual bug in you Hebrew Israelites' ears, you so-called blacks, Latinos, Hispanics, Native Americans, Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds. And what is a speckled bird? That'd be a Hebrew Israelite that look like some of the heathen nations, like, for example, a Hebrew Israelite that look like a so-called white person, so-called Chinese person, etc., etc. I got a bunch of random videos of stuff that's going on around the world. And I'm going to play these videos. I'm going to get into the scripture my best ability. And it's just a bunch of videos that's in the topics of, well, pestilence being spread. What if mosquitoes were eliminated, gone? Chemical toxic plants being gone, blackouts. Might as well, let me add that in too, because I didn't even add that in yet. Let me add that in about potential blackouts, which potential, no, it will be blackouts. Fuck the potential shit. But anyway, it's just a bunch of videos going back to wearing face masks and, you know, it's just shit. And about, what was it, creating artificial chicken eggs or whatever the hell. Anyway, there's a bunch of videos I got. I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna getting arrested for complaining about having dirty water. Shit. Anyway, I'm gonna play these videos. I'm gonna get into the scripture my best ability, say whatever I gotta say through the spirit and power. Yahweh Shema Shah, the Holy Spirit of Krahak Kadash, Lord, wouldn't be on me like you do.
And we are also following this news out of California very closely. We're learning that more evacuations are now being reordered around Garden Grove, California, about 20 minutes from Anaheim. So there's the map. Orange County is what we're talking about after a chemical leak started yesterday at an aerospace manufacturing facility. So we have a live shot of that plant here. First responders say that they were able to get the leak under control, but the situation is still very volatile because of a damaged valve on one of the tanks, with some calling this a ticking time bomb. NBC's Dana Griffin in LA for us right now. Dana, we just got an update on the situation. What did you hear from firefighters?
So, Tom, officials say that this is not precautionary. This tank is going to fail. They just don't know when. So inside this tank, it's a chemical called methyl-methylcrylate, or MMA. It's used in plastics manufacturing. Right now, they have ordered 40,000 people in Garden Grove to evacuate. They say about 15% have not done so, or only there's a 15% refusal rate. And officials say this is the reason why they want people out of there, because it is very dangerous.
Videos of tank cars on a railroad track blowing up, and that fireball it puts out and it blows half the tank car half a mile down the train track. That's the incident potential we are dealing with if this suffers a catastrophic failure. That's why, in an abundance of caution, we have reissued the evacuation.
And these niggas ain't got no way to stop this thing from doing whatever. Anyway,
we're now taking a live look at that tank. It carries up to 7,000 gallons of this toxic, flammable chemical. And there's two options here. It's going to leak or it is going to blow up. That is the only two things that could happen at this point, according to officials. Even the mayor saying that they know people are frightened and that this is a scary situation, but the priority is saving lives. That's why they want people in that evacuation zone to leave immediately. If they can get you back in, they say they will do so only when it's safe. Tom?
And fire commanders have a lot on their plates there. Dana Griffin, thank you very much.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Hey there! Welcome to the U.S. Aviation Academy and the Conroe location.
God damn, it came down. There we go. thought they're gonna have the AI robot talking, voice talking, but nah. Let's see what this is about. I just added it in. I seen it yesterday about some few days ago. A damn train hit a septic tank truck, and shit everywhere. Boom.
Holy shit!
Yeah, really? Holy shit. Now that shit.
Holy fuck!
He filming this shit, and I'm like, I hope you got your windows up, bro. No, he ain't got his window up. That shit exploded with funk. Woo wee. That shit. No, that shit stank.
Holy shit! Holy fuck! Holy f***! Oh my god! What the f***? Holy shit!
That is correct, though. We just hit a truck in milepost in. Private crossing in.
Yeah. Let's get to the next one. It said, why Trump isn't attending Dunn's Jr.'s wedding. He didn't give a fuck about that shit. He like, nigga, I'm about to go. We got to set up some war shit. Make some money. Take orders from Amalek. Yeah, I'm reading this.
A woman says she was arrested after posting
Yeah, war comes before the damn wedding. Fuck a wedding.
health and safety concerns about a city's drinking water on Facebook. It happened in Trinidad in Henderson County, southeast of Dallas. People who live there say the tap water sometimes looks and smells unsafe. When one woman shared her take on Facebook, the police department arrested her, and now she's suing. Fox 4's David Centenary is live with more from that city. David.
Yeah, well, some city leaders say there are issues with the water system and that there has been for quite some time. However, one woman's claim posted to Facebook that the water is making some people sick led to her being arrested.
Did you ever expect something like that Facebook post could get you arrested?
Not at all. A Facebook post made by Jennifer Combs, a wife, mother, and citizen journalist, led to her arrest by Trinidad Police Department on May 8th.
Did you have to spend the night in jail?
I did.
What was that like?
Horrifying. Absolutely horrifying.
And you've never even had a speeding ticket?
I have not ever had a speeding ticket. It was one of the most probably humiliating things I've ever went through in my entire life. It was very, very bad.
So what was the Facebook post about? The city's water supply.
The best way I could describe it is it looks like the Trinity River is flowing from their water taps.
The post from her page Southern Bell Watch reads, in part, "We have received reports that some citizens have been hospitalized due to bacteria in the water. This is a serious public health concern that deserves immediate attention. If your water looks discolored, contains sediment, has a strong odor, or you have experienced related health issues, please send us a message. We are gathering information and reporting findings to the state."
The police chief had screenshotted it and posted it on the Trinidad Police Department page.
The April 6th post by Trinidad Police calls what Combs wrote false information that creates fear, panic, or unnecessary emergency response within a community, eventually charging Combs with felony false alarm or report.
I feel like this is an extreme stretch.
So here inside Trinidad City Hall, the water looks clean, but some say it's a fluid situation depending on where you're at and when.
This is bathtub.
How would you describe the city's water?
And that's fake. That shit straight up coming out her faucet. So she had to take so much. They had, I don't know. She tapped into her own house water system and put some stuff in. Anyway.
Water situation right now.
The city's water situation is a struggle, without question.
Trinidad Mayor Dennis Hawes does not dispute that they have water issues.
A lot of this stuff is original pipes that were put in here in Trinidad.
Damn, what the fuck?
In the 50s, probably. We have to get to a position where we can fix that infrastructure, and it's very expensive, as I'm sure you can imagine.
Yeah, that's why they ain't gonna bother. They're not gonna bother.
On Wednesday, the Texas Commission on Environmental Quality confirmed to Fox 4 that it received a complaint regarding the water quality and an investigation is ongoing. It's unclear whether anyone has gotten sick from the water.
I've seen some Facebook posts where people...
I wouldn't say the whole country of America, but it's just like Rome. All over again. Ancient Rome, known to have shitty ass water. That's just a city. Imagine a whole fucking country. And it's going to get that way. Different places around the country is like that. Imagine a whole country being like that. Because it's going to get that way, especially when there's no money being involved. Nobody's not keeping up on things. And yeah, and it's going to be like that.
Have said they've gotten sick, but to me personally, I haven't heard anything.
In a post on May 10th, Trinidad Police Chief Charles...
He haven't heard anything, but he's a fucking mayor. Get the fuck out of here.
Gregory doubled down on his decision to arrest Combs, calling the case cut and dry. He says claims citizens were hospitalized due to bacteria in the water are simply false and have only caused...
Well, damn. Damn. These niggas don't give a fuck.
Unnecessary fear and confusion in our community.
I really haven't seen anything like this before, David.
And if that's the case, then won't he be interviewed? Because he know he's full of shit.
SMU constitutional law professor Dale Carpenter questions if a crime was committed and believes Combs' First Amendment rights may have been violated even...
You ain't got the right to address something like this. Hey, especially you ain't got no right to, preach the word. All this, a whole lot of shit's coming down, man. You ain't gonna have the right to do or say anything.
If it turns out Combs' post was inaccurate.
She's making a statement regarding a matter of great public interest, and so people sometimes make false statements on matters of great public interest, and they're allowed to do so. If we prosecuted and arrested everybody who made such claims, our jails would be overfilled.
Chief Gregory was not at Tuesday's council meeting, but the water issue was a topic of conversation.
The reason why everyone is here and the reason why Fox 4 is here is because your city is acting like tyrants.
Combs stands behind her post, and in a federal lawsuit filed Tuesday, she accuses the police chief of political retaliation related to her work as a citizen journalist. She claims multiple citizens made social media posts stating that they had personally been hospitalized or affected as a result of consuming the city's water.
I don't agree and don't think it's fair that the citizens pay for water they can't really use.
The lawsuit adds, speech about the safety of a community's drinking water is a quintessential matter of public concern entitled to the highest degree of...
Soon, I don't know, I'm just thinking these people gonna be busting these niggas' heads wide open. Possible. These small towns, and hell, people gonna be pissed off. They're already pissed off.
First Amendment protection.
There's people saying that their appliances are getting ruined. They can't cook with the water. They can't bathe with it. They can't do laundry. A lot of them feel hushed and like they don't have a voice, and no one listens to them, and no one takes them seriously.
Only in America. Shit. Goddamn, but they ain't another thing. These heathens, they ain't look like nothing but white people up in there. So people that appear to look like white people are Edomites. Hey, them people, they own people don't give a fuck about you. Ain't that some shit? Let me find something. Damn, what am I typing in? That ain't it. Damn, I forgot. How do you get that? Oh, shit. I think I'm typing in the right. No, I ain't even typing in the right one. Oh my goodness, I can't remember. Oh. Oh, that don't even work. Yeah, here we go. Ecclesiastes chapter 14, verse 5. He that is evil to himself, to whom will he be good? And you see in this devil, the police chief and I don't know who else. They all playing dumb, and if this gets out to the public, hey, somebody got to get arrested, and that woman got arrested. I mean, anyway. And then plus these Edomites or these heathens are getting plagued by shitty water too. Hey, remember when was it back in the 60s or the 50s, 60s? You know, they have the whites only fountain and the blacks own their Negro fountains and shit, and all that segregation shit was going on. And I don't know what so-called black folks are drinking out of their fountain, but probably the same damn shit. But then again, probably not. But either way, I know they wanted to plot on trying to poison Jake's water system. Heck yeah, they wanted to do that shit so bad. What the hell is that outside? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, they plotted on down poisoning Jake's water. So now it's turning back on these Edomites. Yep. Turning back on them. And guess what? You make a complaint about it, and them people don't give a fuck about your issues. Let me see. Let's get to the next one. This is about some people getting hepatitis and HIV from the dentist.
And now the details. Some patients who went to the dentist recently now have to worry about whether they were exposed to HIV and hepatitis. The health department says the possible exposure was at Smiles at Rittenhouse Square in Center City. And tonight the practice is closed and patients are being urged to get tested. Action News reporter Walter Perez live in Center City with those details tonight. Walter.
And Rick, health officials are contacting patients from Smiles at Rittenhouse Square who went to the clinic between April of last year until the present day. The reason is what health officials are describing as possible exposure to serious illnesses and viruses, including, as you mentioned, HIV. The investigation is ongoing, but Dr. Kirti Chopra's license to practice dentistry has already been suspended temporarily, and her practice, Smiles at Rittenhouse Square, has been shut down. And it all started after the state health department contacted the Philadelphia Department of Public Health.
They had received a complaint about this dentist and conducted an investigation. Our team went out with them to conduct an on-site visit to document the practices at the dentist office.
The ensuing inspection order goes into full detail about the findings. Those orders state that Dr. Chopra occasionally set aside used single-use anesthetic vials for reuse, and that she does not replace saline bags used for implant procedures until the bags are empty.
Damn. Shit.
That's the name too.
It ends up being a lot of
You know, when you at the dentist office, you see these certain things going on, like somebody, you know, you be like, man, you want to fucking, you say something about that shit. These motherfuckers drop something, and they pick it up with them same gloves, and I'm like, whatever you drop, I hope you gonna throw, you not gonna use it on me. Yeah, you say something about it, but then he wearing them gloves, and them gloves contaminated. Time to change them gloves out, nigga. I don't play that shit.
Ability of
I just add a new video in.
For bodily fluids between patients.
But there's something else. These motherfuckers reusing syringes. What else? They said saline bags. They're reusing shit that should be thrown away in biohazard containers and shit.
Health officials say even though the risk of exposure is low, Dr. Chopra's patients are being encouraged to test for exposure to hepatitis C, hepatitis B, and HIV. An attorney representing the practice sent Action News a statement reading in part, quote, Dr. Chopra will continue working cooperatively with public health officials regarding patient notification, testing recommendations, and any required...
And you expect, I think she could be a Israelite, Northern Kingdom, or maybe Southern. Mostly, I'm thinking the Northern Kingdom, I believe she is. Or either she could be, what you call Indian, one of them Indian heathen niggas. I don't know, fuck it. All I can tell you, this shit, you expect a heathen to do some shit like this, cause them niggas be nasty anyway. Especially them Indian niggas.
Required infection control remediation.
Cause I see a lot of them Indian doctors, and I'm like, these niggas, fuck that, I ain't coming back over here no more. Or not doctors, but dentists. I'm like, I had dealt with this one bitch before. I'm like, no, nigga, this nigga, I don't know about this one.
With people who live in this part of Center City who say this is not something you'd expect when going to the dentist.
I am a little surprised because you would trust a medical professional.
Rule of thumb, I would assume that any dentist I go to uses the proper sanitation techniques. So that's pretty, you know.
These motherfuckers cutting corners, man. They cutting corners. And a lot of people gonna be cutting corners. But you don't... Man, we gotta get the fuck out of here, bro. Shit. We gotta get the hell out of here.
Japan is facing an unusual but rapidly growing national crisis, and it is coming not from a natural disaster, an economic collapse, or a pandemic. It is coming from pollen. That's right. Each spring, millions of people across Japan step outside wearing masks, goggles, and carrying allergy medication as the country enters the pollen season. Streets, trains, offices, and schools are filled with people sneezing, coughing, rubbing their eyes, and essentially struggling through severe allergy symptoms.
That could spread the viruses that's roaming around, or whatever. But it could spread. Hey, it's perfect time to be spreading something, but I don't know about no damn virus. Don't get spread like shit like that. I don't know. But you never know with these damn people, these fucking heathens damn creating shit in these laboratories. You never know. But anyway.
What was once considered a seasonal health issue has now become a full-blown national problem. It's called hay fever, also known as allergic rhinitis, is now impacting an estimated 43% of Japan's population with moderate to severe symptoms. That is an extraordinarily high number when compared to other countries. In the United Kingdom, about 26% of people suffer from hay fever, while in the US, that figure is estimated between 12 and 18%. The scale of the crisis in Japan is so large that the Takaichi government has officially declared pollen allergies as a national social problem. But what exactly is hay fever? Well, hay fever is an allergic reaction that occurs when the body's immune system overreacts to pollen particles in the air. When people inhale this pollen, the body treats it like a dangerous invader and releases chemicals such as histamine to defend itself. This leads to classic allergy symptoms including constant sneezing, runny or blocked nose, itchy eyes, watery eyes, coughing, throat irritation, fatigue, as well as headaches. But the problem doesn't end here. Severe hay fever can lead to sleep loss, poor concentration, exhaustion, and reduced productivity. People suffering from strong allergies are also more likely to develop other health conditions such as asthma, sinus problems, and even certain food allergies. The economic impact has been staggering as well. During the peak of the hay fever season, Japan is estimated to
even a statue of a lion got a face mask.
Lose around $1.6 billion every single day due to sick leave, lower work productivity, and reduced consumer spending. People avoid going outdoors, shopping, traveling, or participating in social activities because of the severity of their symptoms. So the big question is, why does Japan have such an extreme pollen problem? Well, the problem is not modern pollution or poor healthcare, but in a series of decisions made more than 70 years ago in the aftermath of World War II. You see, during the World War II, Japan faced serious shortages of oil and gas. As a result, the country turned heavily to its forests as a source of fuel for homes, for industries, and reconstruction. After the war, the Japanese government moved quickly to rebuild the country's forests. But instead of restoring diverse...
Destroying all the, probably the habitation of the pollinators or the people, the creatures that take in all the pollen and the bumblebees and what the fuck else? Bees and bumblebees, they take care of the pollen. The population of those are probably dying out, just like here in America and all over the world. Nigga polluting shit. These heathens need to go, man.
Natural forests, officials chose a much faster and more industrial approach. The government decided to plant huge areas with just two fast-growing tree species, the Japanese cedar, also known as sugi, and Japanese cypress, known as hinoki. Both sugi and hinoki trees produce very large amounts of lightweight pollen that can travel huge distances through the air. Every spring, these trees release massive clouds of pollen simultaneously, especially because they were planted in large single-species monoculture forests. Climate change is making the situation...
Climate change? Oh, man, it's human. It's you motherfucking heathen humans. You goddamn niggas. I don't know what the fuck you doing. Y'all just destroying the planet. You're supposed to live on the planet, not destroy it. Yeah, y'all claiming y'all fixing doing things right. Y'all fucking things up. And now y'all getting fucked up because y'all mistakes. And plus you're being what you done to the children of Israel. Yahweh Shema Shah's people. And the Lord getting back at you niggas with curses. Deuteronomy chapter 30 verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh thy God will put all these curses upon thy enemies and on them that hate thee, which persecute thee. Yeah. Shit, you niggas hate us. You mad at us. And now the Lord is cursing y'all. And this ain't even nothing. Low birth rates, y'all niggas getting cursed by that. I don't know what else. Fuck these heathens. Let's get to the next video.
We are going to begin with breaking news.
God damn, what the fuck is this nigga got on?
Overnight on the Ebola virus, we learned
that nigga goddamn go.
That an Air France flight from Paris to Detroit was forced to divert to Montreal, Canada. The reason? Officials said a passenger on board had recently traveled from an Ebola outbreak zone. Usher Qureshi is in Detroit with the latest on all of this and the questions it raises. Usher, good morning.
Good morning, Nate. Hundreds of passengers on that flight finally made it here to Detroit, landing just after 8 p.m. last night local time after spending an anxiety-ridden hour-long wait on the tarmac in Montreal.
No one told us what was actually happening, just that U.S. authorities were diverting us to Montreal.
Deborah Mister was returning home with her partner on what she thought was a routine flight from Paris to the Motor City. But hours before landing, Air France Flight 378 was diverted to Montreal because a passenger from a country affected by the Ebola outbreak was on board.
They suddenly tell us that we are being diverted and they won't give you a reason, and you notice that all the flight attendants have masks on now.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection says Air France allowed a passenger from the Democratic Republic of Congo to board in error, violating new entry restrictions designed to keep a deadly strain of Ebola from entering the U.S. It's unclear when the person was last in the Congo or if they were showing any symptoms.
There were some older women that seemed to be getting very panicked. Captain came on again and said that he wanted to assure everyone that there wasn't anything wrong with the plane itself, that we were strictly being diverted because of the U.S. authorities not allowing us to land in the U.S.
An Ebola outbreak in eastern Congo was confirmed last week by the Africa Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. There are at least 600 suspected cases and 139 suspected deaths. According to the CDC, transmission is possible only if an infected person is showing symptoms.
Nothing was said other than sorry for the inconvenience, the diversion, and the delay. We can't just hand people we think are or could carry some disease to another country because we're not going to allow them in here.
Oh, really? They done that shit many times.
This can't be the way that these things
Damn, so I'm playing this video, I'm starting to cough.
are resolved.
In a statement, Air France said there was no medical emergency on board, and it is required to comply with the entry requirements of the countries that it serves. Now, the Department of Homeland Security says, starting today, any foreign travelers who have been in Congo, Uganda, or South Sudan in the last 21 days will now have to fly into Washington Dulles Airport.
Usher Qureshi, thank you very much. For more, let's bring in CBS News medical correspondent Dr. Celine Gounder. She is also the editor-at-large for public health at KFF Health News. Dr. Gounder, always good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in. This seems like a moment where the public is going to be alarmed. A lot of passengers on. Are they at risk? And how should we evaluate this idea of diverting a flight and now sending flights to just one designated airport in the United States?
Well, in terms of that last piece, that is not dissimilar to what we did during the 2014-2016 outbreak. We actually had funneled not just to one airport, but I think it was 3 airports that we had funneled people into. So that was to facilitate screening once you got into
Damn, I don't know why I'm keep coughing, man.
to the country. It wasn't to prevent flights or prevent passengers from coming here entirely. And the DRC is a huge country. It is the size of Western Europe. It's like saying, you know, Kinshasa is like Portugal, and then you have somebody out in Prague or Berlin at the other side of the country, which is where you have the outbreak. It really makes no sense, their approach here, without knowing more details as to what, if he had any exposures at all. But I think most importantly, this passenger, based on what we've been told, had no symptoms. And you cannot transmit Ebola. You cannot transmit at all if you do not have symptoms.
Okay, so that was my next question. How easily does it spread? And then also, if you're a passenger that was on this flight, should you be concerned? Should we be concerned if these passengers are flying all over the country?
Yeah, well, so first of all, we had this travel ban instituted, so it's not going to be, and even before this Title 42, which is the public health related travel ban, we already had immigration restrictions. So, I mean, honestly, this is a little bit of hand waving because there wasn't much travel happening anyway.
Gotcha.
But that said, you know, how should people be worried about this? No, you're not going to catch Ebola from sitting next to somebody who doesn't have symptoms on the plane. And I think it was really sending the wrong message for the flight attendants to be masking up, because that's going to be scaring people unnecessarily. And you're not actually protecting yourself, because there's, in this context, there's nothing to protect yourself. At least Dr. Celine.
But it still will be pestilence. We don't know how shit gonna play out, but stay prayed up. Yahweh Shema Shah. Let's get to the next one.
Humanity's deadliest enemy is not a tiger, a shark, or even another human being. It is a tiny flying insect that weighs less than a raindrop. Yet
Yeah, and it came from the laboratories of Bill Gates, whatever the fuck laboratory, that genetically modify mosquitoes.
kills hundreds of thousands of
I
people
don't know, I couldn't help myself by saying that.
each year. Mosquitoes have bullied humanity for millions of years, but now scientists believe they may finally have the technology to wipe out some species forever.
Oh my goodness, oh man, now they want to fucking get rid of the mosquitoes. Well, they genetically modified these sons of bitches, now they want to damn get rid of them, right?
Using genetic engineering.
Oh, yep,
but the question
Yeah, anyway.
is, should we? Would eliminating mosquitoes save the world from deadly diseases?
No, it'll fuck up the balance. It just, everything that's created, it will fuck up the balance. These devils need to go. These heathens need to fucking go, bro. These niggas need to fucking go. Stop fucking with shit. That's right. That's why there's so many diseases, because these damn Esau mainly, Ammon, Moab, these niggas, all you heathen shit. You keep tampering with the Lord's creations. And that's why you have all these fucking problems.
Or accidentally disrupt entire ecosystems. Here's our report.
Damn.
A creature lighter than a paperclip has managed to bully humanity for 100 million years. Think about it. Humans built skyscrapers, invented artificial intelligence.
No, it didn't. The Lord did. Shut the fuck up with that shit.
Sent rockets into space.
And they damn sure shit. How far out in space? Because they can't go past any other layers of the atmosphere. Well, that fake ass shit they keep talking about. We're going to Mars. Like, shut up, bitch.
And yet, every summer, we still lose fights to a flying sesame seed with anger issues. Somehow, everyone agrees that mosquitoes are the most
Yeah, no anger issues. The nigga just thirsty.
annoying insect on Earth. And if you must have wondered, what if we just got rid of them? All of them. Forever. It's not dramatic to think so. When you think about deadliest creatures, what comes to your mind? Lions, snakes, cheetahs, leopards, or spiders maybe. You're wrong. It's mosquitoes.
What about Esau? He's the most dangerous creature in the world. Esau Amalek, so-called white man, but he ain't white. He's raised as a baby dick sucking Jewish faggot nigger. That's the most dangerous creature in the world. Goodness gracious. Next to you other heathens too. Shit, but Esau, his venom is like his philosophy, his venom, just his what's going on in his mind is you don't want to be in that nigga's brain, bruh. If you be in his head, you be in a haunted house, bruh. You be in a nightmare on Elm Street. Shit.
These tiny insects kill around 760,000 people
Shit, Esau got that beat. Esau got that beat.
every year.
Amalek.
The deadliest animal on Earth wears no claws, no fangs, just a needle-thin mouth and absolutely zero remorse. These tiny vampires are responsible for 17%
Esau, Amalek is a vampire.
of all
Goddamn eat babies.
infectious diseases. Malaria, dengue, yellow fever, Zika.
Yeah, Esau, Amalek, they packed with so many viruses. Shit, they be giving you hepatitis. And we're like the rabbi, they be doing circumcision, oral circumcision. These niggas be giving babies hepatitis and all this shit. Yeah. And once they get caught for it, they get a first-class ticket to Israel, fly their monkey ass back over there.
Chikungunya.
They don't want to get persecuted over here in America.
Yeah. Diseases that devastate entire nations.
What they doing? Releasing GMO mosquitoes? Yeah, just like them releasing them ticks too.
And as climate change warms the planet,
Oh my goodness, here we go with climate change.
mosquitoes are expanding their territory, creeping into new regions during longer, hotter summers. So the question isn't dramatic. It's urgent. Can we eradicate mosquitoes? And more importantly, should we? Here's the first plot twist. We don't need to kill all mosquitoes. There are roughly 3,500 mosquito species. Only about 100 bite humans. Just 5 species are responsible for roughly 95% of human infections.
I don't see no jokes. Well, that's it. I don't see no jokes. They just saying some dumbass comments. They don't see no jokes about or anything about Bill Gates. I don't see anything about Bill Gates. Yeah, something that says Bill Gates. I ain't gonna type nothing up, but I don't see anybody say anything about no Bill Gates. Cause these niggas don't know shit.
Experts believe losing those 5, given the devastation they cause, could be tolerated by our ecosystem. But how do you eradicate a species? Scientists have been working on 2 powerful methods. The first, gene-drive technology. This includes...
Oh, we're doomed. We are so doomed. We need the Lord so badly. Because no flesh be saved. These niggas ain't gonna, they gonna turn these motherfuckers, once they genetically modify the thing, they gonna make them more deadlier. They gonna turn them into a weapon. They gonna pack them with all kind of fucking features. New features. They can withstand the cold. They can be smash proof. Like you trying to smash the damn or smack the damn mosquito, that motherfucker be like a little rubbery little insect now. That motherfucker feel that shit and never get smashed, like get killed that way. They can survive impact. They'll be impact resistant. You know what I'm saying? They be damn near bulletproof mosquitoes. Anyway, I'm just bullshitting. But they could try it. They'll probably end up trying that shit.
genetically modifying mosquitoes so that a specific trait, like female infertility, passes down through every generation. In lab tests, it wiped out an entire population in just a few generations. The second method involves infecting mosquitoes with a bacteria called Wolbachia.
And then they infect the mosquitoes with that bacteria, then they're going to spread it on humans. If one of them is resistant to that bacteria, shit.
This bacteria can interfere with the mosquito's ability to spread diseases. When Wolbachia...
What the fuck ever. I mean, just stop fucking with these creatures, man. You can't tell a heathen nothing. They're like a damn fucking nigger, man. They're a goddamn nigger. They're original niggers. These goddamn heathens. They can't fucking stop fucking with them.
Infected sterile mosquitoes.
Even though this creature's so small, it pisses me off because how big this thing, the smallest creature can create a big impact by getting rid of these things. All we gotta do is get rid of Esau. I mean, that ain't no big impact. I mean, no, they're gonna make a positive impact if you get rid of Esau and put all the rest of these heathens in chains. That makes a huge impact to the planet Earth and all that, all life, even themselves.
Were released in the Brazilian city of Niterói, dengue cases dropped by 89%. Over 16 million people across 15 countries have now been protected, with no reported negative consequences. But here's the second plot twist, and the uncomfortable one. Mosquitoes, as maddening as they are, do feed ecosystems. They transfer nutrients, they pollinate plants, they feed fish, birds, and insects. In the Arctic tundra, their absence could cut migratory bird populations by more than half. Fish species would struggle. Food chains would ripple. Eradicating even 5 species means making a choice humanity.
Stupid asses will be like, I don't care. I don't care. And there's going to be more problems you're going to have later on down the road.
It has never made deliberately. Specieside. The intentional extinction of a species.
Well, I'm going to stop right here, but the shit, I mean, it's already having an impact. Especially with Esau fucking with these damn creatures, spraying or shooting them up with some kind of lethal injection, and he doing that with you damn people. Y'all simple as accepting it though. And spraying chemtrails and all kind of stuff. Man, we gotta get the fuck out of here. I'm sick and fucking tired. I'm getting tired of waking up in the morning mad, man. Knowing that knowing that I'm living in hell. And if you realize it then too, I mean, that's good for you. You want to pray like heaven, Lord, cut this shit out and get these heathens out of power before everything dies. Let's see what this is about. Yeah, some more genetic bullshit these niggas are doing in laboratories.
All right, moving on. In a laboratory filled with incubators and artificial shells, scientists may have just crossed a frontier once confined to science fiction. For the first time, researchers have successfully hatched live chicks from fully artificial eggs. The breakthrough is now fueling conversations about the future of endangered species and even the possibility of bringing extinct birds back to life. Our next report gets you all the details.
Science fiction has crossed the threshold into absolute reality inside a high-tech laboratory. Biologists have achieved the impossible by successfully hatching live, healthy animals from completely synthetic eggs. This monumental milestone effectively opens the door to bringing long-lost extinct species back from the dead.
The egg works by re-engineering what nature did so well in its design to create a system under which the developing embryo can get...
There you go, Water-Esau, CEO, or some whatever. This nigga here fucking with shit.
All of the nutrients, gas exchange that it needs to develop, while also being re-engineered for science so that we can observe all the steps of development and also intervene with editing if we ever need to.
According to Colossal Biosciences, 26 baby chickens ranging from a few days to several months old were born from a 3D printed lattice structure that mimics an eggshell. For scientists, this was more than a laboratory experiment. It was proof that avian development may one day be possible.
Oh man. So now all of a sudden they're saying that human beings can now be grown in a laboratory out of an eggshell. Shit, you come out of an eggshell like you a chicken too.
Outside natural eggs entirely. Researchers believe the technology could eventually support conservation programs for critically endangered.
Why the fuck do you want to bring something like that back? A 12-foot tall fucking big ass prehistoric ostrich.
Bird species whose populations are collapsing in the wild.
I wonder why. Maybe because you're fucking destroying your habitat, nigga. You stupid heathen.
Artificial eggs may also help scientists study fragile embryos without disturbing natural nests.
It might be interesting from a
another damn demon.
Kind of general kind of scientific research perspective, but as I said, you know, these methods have been a long time coming, and I do think that we probably best focusing our funds on trying to preserve species that we already know that we need to protect now.
Scientists stress that such goals remain highly experimental and filled with technical and ethical challenges. No extinct bird is being brought back today. Still,
never damn know, they probably have been. Shit. And they probably spliced the genes up with some other animal and this animal and this animal. Man, that remind me of this movie. What was it called? Splice? With Adrian Brody. That shit was fun. How was the creature they had was like a human-like. It was spliced with human genes and other animals. It was it had flesh like a human, but it was like, first it came out like a little chicken with 2 legs. And then it grew to have a full body. It was humanoid-like, arms and legs. And it had a fucking tail, but the tail I think was like a scorpion tail or some shit. Venom coming out of that bitch or something, I don't know. Later on, Adrian Brody character, he had sex with the creature because it was a female. And then later on, the motherfucker morphed into a man and had a ding-a-ling and raped the damn female scientist bitch and got her pregnant. And then they killed the damn thing, and then she's still carrying the baby of the creature. I'm just like, this movie's a fucking mess. But it shows you these devils doing shit, and they got to be stopped, bro. They got to be stopped. All these freaking nature, or either these abominations, they purposely release these damn things out in the wild. You got a mer monkey, not a mermaid, but a mer monkey. It's a spongy ass ball. I seen that video, spongy ass ball. I don't know if that was some damn animatronic shit, but that motherfucker was a spongy ass ball with a face of a monkey on it, and it was breathing. Man, what the fuck?
The symbolism is powerful. For modern science, it may mark the beginning of an entirely new chapter in biological engineering.
That's going to destroy everybody. Man, we got to get the fuck out of here, bro. Let's see what's going on with you. Got this weather and shit. And then I'm going to close it up. This place got to be destroyed. America and all these places need to be destroyed. These heathens need to be put in out of power.
Apparently, you can go from zero.
I was expecting that to be. I mean, we had a lot of tornadoes though. Let's see what else this is.
Neighbors and city workers spent the day cleaning up after torrential rain and storms tore through parts of
We
Atlanta.
did get a lot of rain here in Georgia, central Georgia.
Last night, you saw it here. We first brought this all to you as breaking news on Channel 2 Action News at 5 o'clock when the flooding was really getting going. Today, crews worked to clear drains and mud from the streets. And tonight, people in neighborhoods hit hardest are moving out of the cleanup phase and speaking up. Channel 2's Courtney Francisco live now in Old Fourth Ward. And Courtney, residents told you flooding just keeps happening there.
So, Wendy, I'm here on the street level, but look over here and follow me down below, right there. That's a cluster of businesses on the Beltline that experience flooding. And the managers here said they understand they're lower than street level and more prone to that. But they said poor drainage did not help.
Now that the rush to get out of the rain is over.
And the water
comes in through the back door.
Videos of flood damage are surfacing.
Because that drain is clogged.
And so are safety concerns.
People were basically trapped in there. They couldn't leave because the whole place was flooded.
During the flash flood, she was stuck inside a restaurant on Auburn Avenue in northeast Atlanta.
Patios out here on the Beltline are still muddy, and this chair right here gives you an idea of how high the water rose based on the debris line.
This is not anything that's new.
Devin Barrington Ward spoke up for workers who shared videos of stores and restaurants flooding in this portion of the Beltline from 2023, 24, and 25.
Where were our priorities?
He argues the city did not do enough to ensure drains were not clogged here. But Atlanta Watershed Management told us infrastructure is outdated, and no matter how clear...
Yep, America. From the infrastructure of water being received or taken, was shitty. Just like ancient Rome.
Drains were, rainfall like this will cause flooding.
And putting in new infrastructure and putting in more storm drains, that's what's really needed here in Atlanta long term.
On the Beltline, people felt keeping an aging system clear is vital to safety.
Make sure that our infrastructure that we do have, given that it is aging, is maintained to the utmost degree. So that way people are not in a situation where they are in a dangerous situation.
Yeah, anyway, America is being plagued no matter what it is, whatever. Shit. Floods. Let's see what's going on. Floods in New York.
Look at this. Look at this.
Shit. I'm pretty sure the New York City, their infrastructure is shit. Big time. All their infrastructure is fucking shit.
Look at this side. Now I can actually come along on this side. Look at it go. Check this out.
Damn, even the goddamn trains have been flooded. This ain't nothing new. You see this shit like, well, I did videos about this shit every now and then. Even some brothers do videos about this shit. Some brothers living out in these areas are reporting this shit.
রাস্তা থেকে বাড়ি ফেরার পথে কি জোরে বৃষ্টি আছে দেখেন, একটা রাস্তাঘাট থেকে শুরু করে।
Yo, where he going?
Fucking dumbass. That's what I'm saying. These people are fucking dumb. This nigga just speeding through the damn rain. New York. You got citizens out there trying to declog the, cause the city workers, county workers, they ain't about to do shit.
City Finance, 130th Street and Atlantic. This shit flooded out. Can't even go through this shit.
I ain't gonna play no more, man. It's awesome to play as a Yahweh Shem. Heck yeah. Lord plaguing the hell out of Babylon. From the north, south, east, west. Let me get to a scripture. Oh, matter of fact, let me get to this one. I got another video. Shit, I got another video. With floods in Turkey. That's the last one I'm gonna play. Let me read this one about Babylon. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 11. But I will bring them with a mighty hand. God damn, I hate when this shit happen. I gotta like fight with his mouse. But I will bring them with a mighty hand and stretched out arm and smite Egypt with plagues as before. Yep, like Lord plague ancient Egypt. Like I say, this ancient Rome too. There's all these ancient empire cities rolled up in one bundle package called America, Babylon the Great. And the Lord is plaguing the crap out of it, and will destroy all the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that God Yahweh shall bring upon it. And as you can see, well, you can see it. You can clearly see the plagues of Yahweh Shema Shah are fully active. And ain't no stopping it until the missiles come. The nuclear warheads, really. But look at this last. Oh, actually, I only had the last one. That's right. I got more videos. I got some talking about blackouts. Shit, I forgot about that. Damn, I forgot about them too.
Flooding has struck southern Turkey, killing at least about 3 people and causing some widespread destruction in earthquake-hit Hatay province. Torrential rains have caused rivers to overflow, roads and bridges to collapse, and also entire neighborhoods to be swamped in muddy floodwaters. The region that is still recovering from the devastating 23 earthquake is now facing another humanitarian crisis. Heavy rainfall has pummeled Turkey's southern Hatay province, triggering flash floods and landslides across the region. So the ASI River, also known as the Orontes, burst its banks, submerging farmlands, villages and major roads under rushing water. And amongst the dead was a 15-year-old boy who was killed after a house collapsed. During a landslide in Antakya, a 66-year-old man died after his vehicle fell into a ditch in the Defne district, while another man was swept away by floodwaters in Samandar, and local media has shown streets turn into rivers with cars half submerged in fast-moving muddy waters. Emergency crews used boats to rescue stranded residents as people tried to protect their homes using makeshift barriers. And the officials say that thousands of acres of agricultural land has been damaged, while disaster response teams continue to assess the full scale of the destruction. The flooding has hit a region that is still struggling to recover from the massive 2023 earthquake, which killed more than 53,000 people across Turkey. The Interior Ministry has now issued weather warnings for 15 provinces as fears grow over heavy rains and flash flooding.
Yep. It look like I'm checking the weather. They talking about it ain't gonna rain anymore for today. Well, I still ain't going out to do anything. I wasn't planning on cutting no yards anyway. Enjoy another day off. Let's get to this one about what is this? Should I even play this? I'll play some of it.
Be careful for this summer. We could be seeing blackouts across the country. All right, guys. So first question is, are you ready for massive blackouts that could be coming this summer? Now, we have a range of things happening that can cause these blackouts. So obviously it's not just like the data centers, for example, data centers, whatever you want to call them. It's not just that. There's a lot of things at play that's going to exacerbate our electrical grid system, especially if you live in a state like New York, where that electrical grid system is running thin because of the increase of people moving here. So if you have data centers and extreme heat, we are probably going to see a blackout, if not rolling blackout or brownouts, right? And so brownouts is where they lower the power to certain areas, which always screw things up. It's almost better having a blackout than it is a brownout. And, you know, blackouts, obviously, the electrical grid system couldn't handle the load, and then they either A, shut it down, or blow something, and then the power's out. Now, a lot of the times they would rather shut it down and get that, I guess, the overheating down before they shut it back on, because if they blow it, now you have a huge problem, right? So the United States in itself, they have data centers being built all over the place. And that's one of the problems that are going to cause blackouts in a lot of areas, are the data centers that are being built everywhere. So this summer, I think a lot of people will be okay, especially that a lot of data centers are in building phase. But next year, especially if El Nino goes into next year as well, we can have a super hot summer this summer and next summer. And next summer, once those data centers go online, that's going to create a huge problem for a lot of people that live in that area and or state, because data centers need a massive amount of power, energy, and water to keep them cool. So now you're running into that issue. Now, before we get to the whole data center issue, what a lot of people are failing to realize is that most people are not ready for blackouts. Some people think they are. Some people are like, oh, I got a flashlight and I got a can of beans. I'm good to go. Flashlight and a can of beans is great if you're by yourself. But if you're with your family, you're going to need more. You're going to need a solar generator. And I would say if you have kids, have up to 2 to 3 solar generators. One that's solely responsible for the kids, meaning charging their phone, iPad, or whatever it is. You have a second one for entertainment, and you have a third one that's mainly for house important stuff like refrigerators and things like that. That's what you should have, and that's how you should be ready. You should also be ready to have backup.
Alright, anyway, I don't want to hear all this prepping shit, which is nothing wrong with it. You should have a note. A lot of us watch these videos every now and then, and you already get the idea of what to do. But ultimately, you need to get prepped up and prayed up with Yahweh Shema Shah first and foremost. All that other stuff like solar generators, food, water, that can come last. But there's nothing wrong with having these things at your disposal, because it'd be wise to. And if you don't feel like it, well, fuck it. Whatever, do whatever you're gonna do. As long as you prayed up Yahweh Shema Shah. Let's get the last video now. I said last commercial, I said last video.
Unfortunately, millions of Americans could be facing a problem that most people haven't even realized is happening. What is going on right now is we have a massive issue. We could see rolling blackouts across the entire United States over the course of this summer. But why? Why is this happening now? And why is nobody really talking about it?
I'll tell you why. Well, I don't even know if it can answer the question, but it's leading to that chip implant. That's all. Bring destruction, bring chaos, and they create chaos so then they can bring in some kind of order. And it's involving that chip implant, the mark of the beast.
Well, people have been talking about it.
These players from the Lord too,
but you're probably not listening to exactly what they're saying. Look at this. It says heat strains U.S. power grids that need off-season repairs. I want to read a little bit of this article to you, but first, you need to understand one thing. The United States is going to have a hotter than normal summer. We are going to see more people using their ACs. They will be staying inside a little bit more. And we are not going to be using heat. We aren't going to be sitting outside just baking in the sun. But this is why it's a big deal. Not only are we expecting higher than normal temperatures, we're also experiencing a drought. I want to read this article to you, though, or some of it. It says, a blast of late spring heat is straining electric grids in the eastern U.S. as power plant owners race to repair equipment ahead of rising demand and hotter than normal weather expected this summer. It says, with temperatures forecast to crest above 90 degrees Fahrenheit this week across a large swath of the East Coast, PJM Interconnection LLC asked all generators to remain online to help prevent blowouts. The operator of the country's biggest grid also moved to revoke permission for planned maintenance, and it declared a low-level emergency for parts of Virginia and the Washington, D.C. area on Wednesday. It says, but outage statistics published by PJM and localized price spikes suggest some plants in the Washington area and Maryland have remained offline for repairs despite the grid's interventions, contributing to the market turbulence as cooling demand climbs. Now, here's what's interesting. We know a lot of these power grids across the U.S. need maintenance. They need repairs. They need updating. But we haven't been able to do that. A lot of these power companies have not been able to go offline long enough to do a handful of repairs. Now, some yes, but the majority no. Meaning, we still have antiquated equipment. Our lines are not good enough to conduct the power that we need through them. And this is a problem. But here's the issue. Look at this. It says U.S. data center power demand projected to double by 2027. Here's what's concerning. It says U.S. data center power demand is forecast to more than double to 66 gigawatt in 2027 from 31 gigawatts in 2025, driven by an accelerating build-out of AI infrastructure. But what's interesting is we are still planning to build a lot more data centers. A lot more. We are going to need more power. The demand for power is huge. Not only the demand for power.
Yeah, they talking about some news reports talking about well, it was it's 10:44 right now. I just looked at it. All praise Yahweh Shema Shah, the Wadi Yahweh Shema Shah. But yeah, potential blackout. Well, forget to say potential. There will be blackouts because of shit like that, data centers. Salakia. I had to let it go. But yeah, there will be blackouts. And shit, it'd be blackouts for whatever kind of reason. It'd be like, say, there's war going on. They got to conserve power, or either while World War III is going on, they might shoot off a EMP, or I don't know, man. All I can tell you, shit's about to get crazy out here. You better be prayed up to Lord, man.
But the demand.
Stop all that bullshitting around. I need to stop doing the bullshitting around too. Shit.
For water. This is concerning. We need water to help cool these data centers. But we also need water, especially if we're using hydroelectricity, right? We're trying to use water to create electricity. We need water. We can't steal the water to cool the data centers when we need the power to run
we need water to drink and live.
The data centers. And for the rest of the U.S. as well. Again, huge problems. Look at this, though. It says data center expert warns gigawatt scale AI buildouts could trigger rolling blackouts. But look at this. Look what they already warned in New York City. It says a hot summer and a stressed grid could lead to blackouts in New York City. Just think if millions of people in New York City have a blackout. Okay? I want to show you some though. Look at this right here. It says this summer, New York's energy grid will have its slimmest cushion of power in more than a decade, according to a report this month from the New York Independent System Operator, NYISO. It says grid operators have 417 megawatts, enough power for more than 250,000 homes to rely on as reserves when peak demand hits and all emergency measures have been exhausted. Such emergency measures include buying power at higher costs from neighboring states such as New Jersey and Pennsylvania. It says the predicament is the result of the retirement of old power sources such as coal and nuclear plants in recent years. New sources of power generation haven't come online fast enough. Meanwhile, electricity demand has increased. Do you see the issues here? It's not just one issue. It's not just, oh, we need a little bit more electricity because of data centers and other things, right? We need that. But at the same time, we are seeing the new generation of power hasn't come online yet. Some have, but the majority are still being built. So we are still behind there. But then we're expecting a warmer than normal summer. Again, more issues here. And then the fact that many people are going to be staying indoors because the one way that they stay cool is...
Oh yeah, there might be a lockdown. I don't know. Energy lockdown or some pandemic, some shit coming around the corner. So they're going to be stay-at-home orders and all that stuff. Yeah, I don't know. Well, energy lockdown here, they can just end up cut. And whatever happened to talking about that? Well, they happening. I mean, that's going on in other parts around the world, but not here in America. They ain't talking about it. Well, I hope it comes soon.
By going outside, maybe you're running through the sprinkler, playing in a pool. Well, some states, some counties have already restricted that. You cannot fill your pool. Can't fill your pool because there's a drought, and they don't want you watering your lawn on certain days. You have a specific time that you can water your lawn, and it's not in the middle of the day. So now the concern is more people would be indoors
You shouldn't
running.
be worried about watering your damn yard anyway. Fuck that shit. If you got a garden, yeah, that makes sense because that's food. Grass, I mean, like, whatever. You want water in your grass? That wouldn't make sense. Fuck that shit.
Their AC using electricity. I want to show you one last thing though.
Alright, well, since that ad came up, I'm gonna end it there. I'm a bit tired, and it's just morning. Yeah. Anyway, just sitting in front of this computer for about an hour. I get tired. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 verse 37. Behold, the pledge draw nigh, and are not slack, as a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her wounds, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth. So the Lord the plagues that the Lord is bringing ain't gonna slow down. It's gonna build up and speed up. They slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. Yep, north, south, east, west. The Lord is kicking your butts in different directions, and we would pray like heaven to give us the strength to endure. Yep. I don't deserve it. None of us deserve it, but we sure do care for it. We need of it, of mercy and strength. The only way you're going to be able to get it is by seeking the Lord, by seeking His prophets. And try to build a spiritual mental relationship with Yahweh Shema Shah by praying Yahweh Shema Shah, praising Yahweh Shema Shah, worshiping Yahweh Shema Shah, fearing Yahweh Shema Shah, and repenting to Yahweh Shema Shah. To all the men out there pushing this truth and nothing but the truth in the name, spirit, and the power of Yahweh Shema Shah. Keep on preaching, keep on teaching, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah, and stay humble. And for you few sisters out there taking heed, keep your faith and trust strong, Yahweh Shema Shah. Stay humble, stay in order with your man. If you ain't got no man, stay in order, Yahweh Shema Shah. Peace and bless to the hopeful elect, and all praises to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. Shalom.